Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kirk Montgomery. Juliet and Val have the night off. Well, we are about 48 hours away from a major winter storm, and preps have already begun. Grocery stores all across West Michigan busier than usual, especially for a Tuesday, and road crews gearing up for busy days ahead. We have team coverage tonight, making sure that you are ready for what is ahead. We begin with meteorologist Blake Hansen with the latest on the storm's path.
Yeah, good evening, Kirk. All eyes are on late in the week into Christmas weekend, and really confidence is there that we will deal with high impacts, especially from a travel standpoint, not just here in West Michigan, but throughout the entire Great Lakes region, the end of the week into Christmas weekend. At least earlier this afternoon, the National Weather Service did issue a winter storm watch all across West Michigan, and the impacts from this storm expected to kick off later in the afternoon on Thursday, peak all throughout Friday, and even last into a good chunk of Saturday before things do start to calm down as we head towards Sunday, which does mark Christmas Day. At least for what's going on right now, our tower camera of Walker, things for the most part on the quiet side. Yes, some congested traffic as usual at this time, but weather-wise, things are quiet at this moment. Temperatures generally at the freezing mark, south of I-96, north of I-96. Temperatures starting to fall into the 20s, and that's all due to a weak cold front sliding through West Michigan. Actually, tonight, skies may partially clear out, and that will allow our overnight lows to fall well into the 10s. So a cold night, but nothing unusual here at home. There's some of that clearing to the north and west. We'll see how long that lasts, but for the most part, there is not much around the Great Lakes region for now. And we have about another 36 hours of quiet weather before things start to change. But for tonight, those numbers dropping down into the teens. Tomorrow, we'll make a climb into the middle 20s, and maybe we'll salvage a few peaks of sunshine as we go into Wednesday. Hopefully, we can squeeze out a few peaks of sunshine. But it's all about late in the day on Thursday through the weekend, as we expect very high impacts both from icy conditions from the snowfall, reduced visibility from the wind, and Kirk, all that means is that we're going to have some very high travel impacts, especially factoring in we're just days away from the holiday.
Well, we keep hearing the term blizzard-like conditions, but what exactly makes a blizzard? Is it how much snow we get, how cold it gets? What makes a blizzard?
We need some snow, but it's really not about the amount of snow. Really, blizzard-like conditions comes down to the wind, sustained gust, and the visibility that wind and the combination of wind and snow brings. So we're talking wind gusts of 35 miles per hour or greater, causing visibility to be a quarter mile or less. And we need both of those factors to be lasting more than 3 hours. And at this point of the forecast, Kirk, it looks like we may have a solid 24 hours of those conditions. So, and there was strong wording from the National Weather Service in their latest discussion this afternoon, where travel on Friday could be near impossible in some spots around the state.
All right, I know you'll be tracking it. All right, thank you, sir. Emergency officials and first responders also watching this forecast very closely. 13 on our side's Carla Byron tells us how Kent County is preparing.
We are concerned. This has every bit of the making to be a significant event.
Kent County Emergency Management has been in touch with its local partners, including the Road Commission, first responders, and hospitals, making sure they have staff on hand, although this storm's timing is pretty bad.
It's going to be more challenging because some of them, may have traveled outside of the area before the snow even gets here. So their pool to pull from, so to speak, may be lessened by that effect as well.
Emergency Coordinator Matt Grozier says there has been staffing problems in the public safety sector, which has affected response times for ambulances. And this issue could become exacerbated by deteriorating road conditions. So people need not inundate 911 centers with non-emergency calls.
Especially during this type of an event, that they need to be calling 911 for true emergencies. But if it is something that is not a true emergency, they need to potentially work through some of the problems on their own.
Grand Rapids Fire is ramping up its staffing on utility vehicles to respond to an expected higher amount of highway accidents. They'll also have their homeless outreach team out in the community.
They are looking for making sure that they're trying to get those folks into shelter, advising them, but we just have a group that just chooses to stay outside, so checking on all those locations and making sure that that we're able to keep those people as as safe as possible.
Lastly, officials are expecting power outages and possible road closures. So Grozier says the community needs to also be prepared to change their own plans to be safe. The county is expected to release a list of shelters and warming centers Wednesday morning. Reporting in Kent County, Carla Byron, 13 on your side.
As people start to prepare for the holiday, they're also thinking about what they may need when the snow starts to hit on Thursday. 13 on your side's Keely Lovern is live at a Meijer in Keely. What are the crowds buying and how is the store staying stocked?
Good afternoon, Kirk. I'm live at the Meijer on Plainfield Avenue. This is a pretty hustling and bustling place normally, but today even more so. Lots of lines, lots of people all getting their last minute shopping done today. We know this is a really busy week, but of course even busier this year because of the impending storm we're expecting. I spoke to the store director here today who says this year is usually their busiest week as we expect leading up to the holiday, but as I mentioned, especially busy in these last couple days before Thursday when our meteorologists are predicting quite a bit of snow. So the store director tells me that yesterday and today people are really focused on buying all of those last minute holiday items. Of course, things like gifts, wrapping, meals, along with things like extra food in case they get snowed in.
We've seen a lot more of the salt coming through for driveways, pet-friendly and regular salt, as well as windshield wiper fluids. But that's one of those things that Meijer has prioritized, is bringing additional units of stock into my building over the next couple of days. We're sitting really good in stock on all that still to make sure people are prepared and can be safe when the snow hits.
Now, he also tells me that this store at least is very well staffed. They have all the people they could ever need to keep things stocked for all your holiday needs, and they're very well prepared for the crowds in the next coming days. Of course, the stores aren't the only thing that are getting pretty crowded over the next few days. A lot of the places people are going to travel. I did go to the Gerald R. Ford International Airport today. A lot of people getting excited to travel and glad and relieved that they're heading out today and not in the coming days. That is the latest for now. Reporting live in Plainfield Township, Keely Lovern, 13 on your side.
Thank you, Keely. And of course, you can keep up to date with West Michigan's changing weather in real time by downloading the 13 on your side weather app. You'll be able to see current conditions, the forecast, and live radar. You can also text the word weather to 616-559-1310 to get a link to the latest forecast.